Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Hot and Cold Hobbyist. I'm John Woods. Before you think I did something like flip the camera in DaVinci or something like that, that is not what's going on. I am on the other side of the car, and that is because I am on a road trip through Great Britain with my wife right now. We are currently in the Scottish Highlands. As you can see around me, the beautiful hills covered with Scottish heather. It's pretty fantastic. And yes, we are in Scotland, the birthplace of golf. And right now, on this stretch, we are headed towards St. Andrews. Before you get too excited, I am not able to play around at the old course, and in fact, this entire trip, I will not be playing any golf. That's because this trip is about 6 or 7 years in the making, and was initially interrupted by COVID, so there's been a lot of planning, a lot of saving, and a lot of time going into this, and I really can't do something like have an impromptu round of golf while we're here. We have a relatively tight schedule to get around the entirety of England and Scotland. But while I am in St. Andrews, I will be doing some golf-related things, and that's why I wanted to make this special video for you today. I wanted to show you a little bit of the things I learned about the origins of golf and what it looks like to be at the place it all started. I hope we have some fun today. So first of all, I just wanted to talk a little bit about the trip that we've been doing. It is a 2-month-long trip in Great Britain. We started out in London, went south to Brighton on the English Channel, and from that point we headed up the west side of England through Bath, Stratford-upon-Avon, Liverpool. We went up to Glasgow and then started up the west side of Scotland. Saw like the entirety of the Highlands. It was incredible. Went over to Isle of Skye, the Orkney Islands. And so this has just been a really cool trip that we've been able to accomplish. We've had some stays that are pretty good length, had plenty of time to explore the area, and some are a little bit shorter, still enough time to see things and see what we wanted to see, but you know, like while we're here in St. Andrews, it's only 2 full days here, and that gives us plenty of time. It's a small town, but it also means, you know, I would have had to precisely fit a round of golf into that time, which just really isn't possible. There are a few reasons I won't be playing a round of golf here, and I'm going to go through those now. First of all, to get a tee time, there's a few ways, and all of them are pretty complicated and require some luck. There are authorized providers that if they have a time available that fits your schedule, then you're set. Otherwise, you are trying to hit a window in September or January to book a tee time during that year, essentially, and those go really fast, so you have to be kind of lucky that you get a time that you're looking for. The other way is to get into the lottery if you don't get one of the times you wanted during those open windows. And the lottery system is basically, well, a crapshoot. And so once you are in the lottery system, then I don't even know if you can really guarantee what time you're going to get, and if you've already planned your trip, then, well, there you are. The last way is to walk up very early in the morning as a single and hope that there's, you know, a threesome playing or a twosome playing that you can join up with. You would have to be one of the first few people in line that morning to even have a chance to get out on the course. All of that is a lot to try and do for a little 2-day window that we were going to be here. I knew it really wasn't in the cards to play the old course in general. On top of that, I'm not even allowed. That's not because I'm a terrible golfer. Technically, you can be a 36 handicap or lower and still play the old course, but that handicap has to be official, and that's why I'm not allowed. I don't have an official handicap. I've never been a part of a club, never been a part of a league or anything that gives official handicaps. And so even though I'd probably come in at like a 25 to 27 handicap right now, and be allowed to play, I don't have that. I don't have any proof of that handicap. So while we're here, we're still going to do some golf stuff. In today's video, I was going to show you what the golf museum at St. Andrews looked like and all the fun things you can do there. I am here at the R&A World Golf Museum. I'm not sure yet if they allow filming inside, so we'll see how it goes. What a cool museum. Honestly, that was just such a great experience. I've been to plenty of museums. I've seen some incredible things, and obviously there's a lot more important history out there and all of that. But if you're wanting to nerd out on golf, that was one of the coolest places I've ever been. There's something just so special about having a display case with like a golf club from Bobby Jones, or a ball that Ben Hogan hit. There's just something about that is really cool, and you don't even realize how cool the experience is going to be until you're actually there looking at it. I love that. I highly recommend going to the museum. If you can't play around at the old course, even if you could play around at the old course, I would say try and leave some time to make it to the museum, because obviously you care about golf, and obviously you're going to get a lot out of the museum. I discovered some fun facts while I was looking through there that I thought it was really cool to pass on. One was one that I think it debunks the whole myth that the name golf comes from gentlemen only, ladies forbidden, because there was an old medieval game called Golf with a C. And it was basically a piece of metal attached to a stick that I guess you probably got from a blacksmith or something. And you'd pick a random target out in like an open field or like down the street. I guess you could even do this, dirt streets, obviously, it's medieval times. You just like pick a tree, and it's just, a bunch of mates who can hit to the tree in the fewest number of shots. I mean, come on, that's gotta be golf translates to golf. I mean, that just seems so obvious to me. And that's really cool that's something that was there that long ago and started evolving from that point on. The other thing that I think is so fascinating is that the first written mention of golf is back in 1457, and it's written down banning it, which means obviously it existed before that, but like it was apparently this like bad use of your time, some unruly leisure activity that needs to be banned in the city. To think of how it's been such a snobbish game for so long, and then I don't know, maybe we're getting back to there. Maybe we're all unruly, horrible people using our leisure time in the worst way possible. And yeah. Another fun fact was the course used to be 11 holes that you played twice for a round of 22. And then, they redesigned to get it to 9 and 18. And that's what everyone was looking at, like the links at St. Andrews, as how are we going to design our courses, sort of as they became more popular and as links started popping up more around Scotland. And so they were all just basically like, well, they did 9 holes, turned 18, so we'll do that as well. And that's how we ended up with 18 whole rounds of golf. Apparently it has nothing to do with there being 18 shots of scotch in a bottle. I don't know. I've heard that one too, but that was nowhere in the museum. Another fun fact I learned was that the handicap system being standardized was the work of women golfers in a women golf association. And that's just not talked about enough. I feel like the contributions of women to the sport have been really downplayed. I mean, the handicap system is a huge benefit to the sport, and it was like individual clubs would just have their own system, so you couldn't even accurately play or compete with somebody from another club and all of that. And so that all got fixed. It wasn't like, to level out the playing field so women could play with men. It wasn't even for that reason. It was just that the women saw that this needed to be a bigger standardized thing, and they did the work to do that. That's awesome. And the final, a little more silly fun fact that I learned there was that even though the sport was around from the 1400s, and I mean, even the links at St. Andrews was, I think, in the mid 1500s that this was started to be a golf links. The golf bag wasn't invented until 1890. It blows my freaking mind that there were like over 300 years of just carrying your clubs around without someone deciding like maybe we should put these in a bag or like sew some freaking leather together. Yeah, I just thought that was a really like stupid and kind of fun, interesting fact. The museum is full of that kind of stuff. It's full of the interactive parts that you obviously got to see. I hope you enjoyed what you saw. I hope it encourages you to go there if you ever get a chance. Subscribe while you're here. You are not going to want to miss the next couple videos I have coming out about St. Andrews and the ways you can enjoy St. Andrews without playing around at the old course. See you in the next one, everybody.